Alright, Dave at the Game Thing here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you what I consider to be a really bad problem between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and Warzone Mobile. In a nutshell, this problem is some seriously nasty frame rate issues. Okay, so on the screen right now, as we can see, this is some game capture footage that I did earlier on today. Now, to be clear, I will not talk all the way through the video. However, I'm going to have to explain some stuff here just so that we understand what's going on. So if we have a look in the top right hand corner on the screen overlay there for the iPhone, we will see a frame rate counter. Now keep an eye on that, because that will indicate to you when the issues get really bad, and indeed you can probably see it anyway within the gameplay. So basically what it was, I had the iPhone set to maximum graphics because apparently it's meant to be able to handle that. So basically peak as far as quality is concerned, and then resolution and everything all turned up. So what I noticed was, for maybe about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, things kind of felt okay and looked okay on screen. However, after about 15 to 20 minutes, things started getting really bad, and that's when I started noticing the really bad issues with the frame rate. Now at this point, the only thing that I can put that down to is thermal throttling. However, I will do another rerun of what I've done today, but that time, or when I do that, I will use a cooler, right? So if I put the cooler on the phone and like play for like over 20 minutes and have a long gaming session, if I do not notice the same problems, then that's definitely going to suggest it's a thermal issue and the phone is throttling. However, if the problems are still there when I use the cooler, I don't know. It's going to suggest something else that right now I couldn't hazard a guess at. Anyways, I played some Battle Royale and some multiplayer. Now, in Battle Royale, what I noticed on the Verdansk map was when I was like playing, say, or running, say, through grass and stuff, or the trees and things like that, the frame rate started going really weird and dropping and tanking. Also, getting into firefighting and stuff like that, so basically gunfights, that was tanking the frame rate. Also, there was a point where I was standing still, I was at 60 frames per second, and simply firing the machine gun tanked the frame rate. Seriously, you'll see this as part of what's going on at some point during these video examples. Also, I stood kind of still at another point and was just firing at a vehicle just to test it, and the same thing happened. The frame rate tanked. Also, just getting into firefighting and like, you know, running around and like a lot of action going on tanked the frame rate. So basically the stuff that you would do in Warzone Mobile was causing the problems. Now, when I went into multiplayer, you would think on small maps things would be okay. However, on Crash and a couple of the other maps that I played on, similar problems. Once you start getting into some serious firefighting and running around and whatnot, which is more likely to happen in multiplayer because the small maps, again, frame rate tanking and stuff like that. And it got to the point where like you could really feel it, like, well, I feel it on the controller, but if you were doing it by touch, it'd be the same thing. I could really feel it on the controller, and it felt laggy and stuff, because obviously the frame rate was all over the place. Anyway, I think that kind of will explain to you, you know, a bunch of the stuff that's going on there and the things that seem to be causing it, and also the things that would also appear to be exacerbating the problem, as in just normal gameplay. I mean, who doesn't go running around firing at things in Warzone Mobile? And if that's the thing that's causing the frame rate to drop, I'd say that's a pretty bad problem. Anyway, like I say, what I'm going to do is rerun the tests anyway, or rerun a test with the cooler, so we get on there. I'll let people know about that when I do that. Also, I will also try and find out, like, you know, the best graphic settings to keep like a level kind of playing field as far as the frame rate is concerned. Now, another thing to be clear about, I actually play to a monitor as well, so I play out over HDMI. Now what's interesting about that is I can only hit 60 frames per second going to a HDMI monitor. So if I can't sustain 60 frames per second, then it drops sometimes down to like, you know, 40 frames per second. then, you know, I haven't got a clue what that's going to do for other people who are expecting to play higher than 60 frames per second on the device itself. I don't think you're going to be able to do it with the graphics maxed out. Anyway, I've done enough explaining and all the rest of it there, so hopefully you've understood what these issues are. Now, if you are interested, keep an eye on the channel. I'll rerun a couple of tests. I'll also try and find out maybe the best graphics settings to keep the frame rate as level as possible and stuff like that. And any other things I come across, I'll report that as well on the channel. Anyways, if you found this interesting or anything, please do give the video a thumbs up. A sub to the channel would be absolutely awesome. Now, you can just carry on and watch some of these examples. I'm Dave at The Game Thing. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.
Objective updated. Secure that position. Time's up. Objective failed. Friendly UAV online. Gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Gas is closing in.